Ayesha was a 28-year-old girl, a software engineer living in London. She was quite successful in life, a good degree, a good job, a caring family. But there was a problem inside her that no one could see. She used to overthink everything, every word, every decision, every small mistake, or every conversation kept replaying in her mind. Did I make them feel bad? What if I made a mistake in the presentation? Is Allah upset with me because I didn't pray the Sunnah prayers? Her overthinking had become so intense that it started affecting her sleep. Her energy levels were dropping. Although she deeply feared Allah and even overthought about that, her iman and tawakkul were growing weak. She would perform ablution, wudu, repeatedly, thinking maybe it wasn't done properly. If her mind wandered even slightly during prayer, she'd question whether her salah was even accepted. Because of all this, she couldn't feel the peace that usually comes from salah, prayer, dhikr, remembrance of Allah, or wudu. Her family often tried to explain things to her, but even when she wanted to, she couldn't control her overthinking. One day, during salah, Ayesha almost fainted. That's when she finally decided, enough is enough, I need help. She searched for and found an Islamic counselor. At first, she was shy and hesitant to talk about everything. She kept thinking, I'm scared people will think my iman is weak. But when she shared all her issues with the Islamic counselor, they said, Look, Ayesha, even the Sahaba sometimes felt grief and doubt. Allah didn't blame their emotions, but guided them. The counselor explained many things to her. In the end, they recited a verse from Surah Baqarah, which means, Allah does not burden a soul more than it can bear. Then the counselor said a line that Ayesha never forgot. Overthinking happens when we try to take full control over everything. Islam teaches us to surrender, to leave things to Allah and trust Him. In the months that followed, Ayesha began her journey of tawakkul. She became more responsible. She now understood the difference between overthinking and trust. After doing her part, she started leaving the rest to Allah. Where she had no control, she stopped trying to take control. Whenever thoughts about the future overwhelmed her, she would say, Hasbi Allahu la ilaha illa huwa. Allah is sufficient for me. There is no deity except Him. Whenever she had doubts in salah or wudu, she would remember the hadith where the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, Allah has forgiven my ummah for thoughts that come in the heart, as long as they do not act upon them. When she overthought about not being perfect in her work, she would remind herself, Allah loves those deeds that are small but done consistently. Then she started writing her thoughts down. She started journaling, just to release what was on her mind. She began living more in the present moment and felt more at peace, because she had handed over the worries of the future to Allah. 6 months later, after praying Fajr, Ayesha sat in a corner of the mosque and started making dua to Allah. The same girl who used to be afraid of her own thoughts was now praying with joy and thanking Allah for this transformation. Were all of Ayesha's doubts and overthinking completely gone? But now, there was no fear in those thoughts. She had the tools. She had the belief. She had tawakkul. She had faith. She told her mother, Ami, I used to think that overthinking meant I cared too much, but now I realize it meant I didn't trust Allah enough. But now I do. If you're watching this video, remember this. We should keep both fear and hope in Allah in balance. Some people have so much fear that they can't believe in Allah being Ar-Rahman, the most merciful, and Ar-Rahim, the especially merciful. Their guilt pulls them away from Allah. Shaitan uses this guilt to stop them from repenting and moving forward. On the other hand, some people have such extreme hope that they keep committing sin after sin, thinking, Allah will forgive everything. They forget that if Allah is Al-Ghaffar, the forgiving, He is also Al-Jabbar, the compeller, the severe. So ask yourself, do you keep both hope and fear in balance when it comes to Allah?